in the new year. I'm Melissa Alexis, and I'll have more about what the community is saying about this.
Plus, the city of Afton shuts the lid on public dumping for part of the city, and authorities in Cherryvale, Kansas look for ways to make US 169 a safer place for travel.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
At the grocery store in 2025, grocery sales tax will be ending in the new year. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Anthony Saviello. KOAM's Melissa Alexis spoke to some shoppers to see what they had to say.
I mean, groceries is something that you have to buy.
Gabrielle Squires is a Pittsburgh resident who's always looking to save when it comes to groceries.
We have a large family. My husband is currently working 2 jobs. And it's very important that we find the coupons that we can find.
Another Pittsburgh resident, Suzanne John Smith, says every bit of savings helps.
We want to keep prices low so that everyone can afford everything that they need, and every little bit helps.
On January 1st, 2025, grocery state sales tax will be eliminated in the state of Kansas.
A legislation that probably should have happened many, many years ago, 20, 30 years ago.
Legislation to lower the state's grocery sales tax passed in 2022. Originally, sales tax on groceries was 6.5%. A 3-year plan lowered it to 4% in 2023, and it dropped to 2% in 2024.
It's appreciated by especially the poor and the homeless and those that are out of work, but the rest of us also benefit from it.
So we can have that much more to go towards like another bag of chicken or to have just to be able to budget maybe a smaller amount.
According to the Kansas Health Institute, research showed that grocery sales tax are associated with higher rates of food insecurity.
It's one of the few ways that you can equalize and elevate dignity, not to mention physical strength and health.
Squires is looking forward to grocery shopping when January 1st comes around.
Time to restock the cupboards.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Kansas residents will still have county and city grocery taxes. A handful of bills have been passed over the past few years that take effect on January 1st, 2025 in Kansas. One law impacts those with restricted driving privileges due to a misdemeanor offense of failure to comply with a traffic citation. Certain folks will now be allowed to still take kids to and from school or childcare, buy groceries or fuel, and go to religious worship services. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at our weather.
Well, it turned out to be another dreary one for us today. Temperatures pretty good, mainly into the upper 50s to near 60 degrees. 52 in Joplin, 51 in Pittsburgh. Not really going to drop off much more tonight, maybe 4 or 5 degrees. So eventually we'll get down into the upper 40s. But the clouds are going to stick around. A little bit of drizzle, a little bit of patchy fog through the evening hours. Pretty much steady temperatures. Most of the light showers we had earlier today, if you got them, have rolled off toward the east. So just really the clouds, drizzle, and a little bit of fog is kind of sticking around for us. Now, next little wave is kind of building out across the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. That wave is mainly going to pass to our south, but we are going to get some drizzle and scattered showers in here again by the time we go into your Saturday. But pretty quiet for us tonight. We're going to look at your weekend and your next holiday here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thanks. A growing trash problem shuts the lid on public dumping for parts of Afton, Oklahoma. A dumpster located behind City Hall has been removed after trash began to pile up on the ground around the dumpster. The Afton mayor says the dumpsters are used for town hall, the police department, and the senior center. According to the police chief, they have also allowed folks to dump household trash, but it started getting out of hand this morning. Afton police say the dump truck could not even empty the dumpster due to the amount of trash around the area. Public use of the dumpster ended today. Authorities believe they may have a suspect who is abusing the public dumpster. The Kansas Highway Patrol released its annual Christmas traffic crash report. Troopers reported one fatal non-DUI crash over the holiday and no fatal DUI crashes. KHP also reported 7 DUI arrests and 227 speeding citations. The number reflects a 30-hour counting period from 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve to 11:59 on Christmas night. Last year, troopers reported 4 fatal non-DUI crashes over a similar period. Authorities in Cherryvale, Kansas want to make a stretch of roadway a much safer place, and they're asking the public for help. The Cherryvale Police Department is urging residents to take a 10-minute survey to address the growing number of accidents on US 169. The initiative focuses on protecting young drivers, children, as well as the entire community. We provided a convenient link to that survey on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. The Shoal Creek Conservation Education Center in Joplin hosted a game of nature bingo this afternoon. The educational game lets kids and their guardians have fun while informing them about different animal species native to Missouri. Prizes were given out to anybody who filled their bingo card.
People got to come, they explored those different animals, and of course, in the typical bingo fashion, we also gave away some nature-based prizes, anything from little toy animals to some guidebooks for folks to be able to utilize on the trail or at their homes whenever they want to.
One of the main purposes of the Nature Bingo game is to get kids interested in conservation and nature early in their life. The kids also got to see the coats of different native mammals like foxes and bobcats that can be found in the state of Missouri. Tournament time continues for some area high school basketball teams. John Dales has the latest from the Neosho Holiday Classic. That's coming up later in Sports Plus.
I have a question for you. So do you like online books or physical books? I'm Lonnie Walton in Joplin at Always Buying Books, and I spoke to the manager, and he says there are reasons why people are preferring physical books this time of year. Stick around, I'll have the details coming up.
Here's a live look from the Glide Ice Skating Rink in Fort Scott, Kansas. If you're looking for something cool to do tonight, the synthetic ice skating rink will be open until 9. It's located in front of the Fort Scott National Historic Site on Main Street. If you can't make it tonight, you might not want to wait too long. January 5th is the last day the Glide is open this holiday season. Independent bookstores are on the rise in the U.S., not just during the holiday season, but over the last 5 years. According to a report from IBIS, the bookstore industry has increased 1.7% since 2016, projecting a total of $34.3 billion in 2024. The survey highlights how social media platforms like TikTok have driven attention to local independent shops. KOAM's Lonnie Walton visited bookstores in Joplin to get their opinion on the matter.
The Kindle or whatever tablet they have is just not satisfying enough.
Elise Foley is the manager of Always Buying Books. She says online shopping is okay for some, but if you have no batteries and no power because of power outages, it's kind of hard to do.
I remember one guy came over here on a snowy, icy day. He ran over here from next door. He's like, I know the power's going to go out and I'm not going to have anything to read.
Most customers say they like online books, but the feeling is just as important.
You can feel it, you can touch it, you can read the back.
And that's what the owner of The Book Guy, James Brownlee, agrees with.
I think from a reading standpoint, anybody that's a big reader, there's something about having a book in their hand.
I think people want to feel the book. They want to have the book in their library.
And because of the convenience, according to a report by ibisworld.com, online sales are still leading, which is why many like them both.
I like having the option for both, since I can get better deals or find the books I'm looking for.
And according to the owner of Always Buying Books, the younger generation is embracing books at high levels.
Some of our biggest clientele are the young adults, teenage through, let's say through 40.
Both Bradley and Foley embrace online, but not for reading books.
Oh, absolutely not, no.
People really are going back to paper again.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Well, according to American Booksellers Association, 190 stores are in the process of opening in the next 2 years. A little later, we'll meet a couple who set their wedding vows to a different beat. That's coming up.
Plus, we still have a little bit more rain in the forecast. We're going to look at that coming. Well, it turned out to be another dreary Friday for us today. It's been pretty gloomy all week long, but temperatures have been nice. We've been well above freezing every single day this holiday week. It's going to stay kind of gloomy again as we start the weekend, but it gets better as we go through the weekend. Looking outside, great shot. This is our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam looking downtown Joplin. All right, most of us 50 to about 52. We'll drop back 48, 49. So we're going to stay really pretty steady as we go through the rest of the night. Looking outside, sitting at 52, southerly winds at about 10 miles per hour. A little bit of fog, a little bit of drizzle sticking around as we go through the evening hours, but overall, it looks pretty good. We are going to see the clouds all night long, but any persistent rain that we had earlier today, this is all across eastern Missouri heading into the Great Lakes. No snow. We don't have any cold air. I mean, you got to get up into the mountains, parts of Colorado, before you get any snow. But look at the rain kind of developing through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. This is our next wave, which will start to affect us as we get into tomorrow. Now, most of it's going to slide to our south, but still we're going to get some showers out there. All right, 46, 48. By morning, cloudy skies, patchy fog. Hit and miss light showers popping up along the south of I-44 late morning into the early afternoon. But if you live north of I-44, maybe a random shower, a little bit of drizzle, and that's about it. Temperature still good into the upper 50s. Any showers we do see will rotate out of here once we get into the evening hours. We stick with the clouds tomorrow night, and then we'll start on Sunday with some patchy fog and clouds, a little bit of drizzle. But by the afternoon, looks pretty good. Partly sunny skies, high temps, right around 60 degrees. All right, rainfall. Again, this system's kind of skirting to our south, but still we're going to get some drizzle, some light showers, mainly a trace north of I-44. I-44 and south, maybe upwards to about 1/10 of an inch. And that is just about it. So kind of gloomy again, like we've been accustomed to this week. On Saturday, still temperatures good. And then partly sunny skies, high temp of 59 by the time Sunday rolls around. All right, let's go into next week. We still continue with all these little tiny systems rotating through. It's been fairly active last couple weeks, just no big systems. And we have another one rolling in. This is going to be on Tuesday. Monday night into Tuesday, that could give us a few showers, maybe mix with a little bit of snow. And then once we get into the second half of next week, cooler air is going to start to work in, some colder Canadian air, so it will feel a little bit more like January. And then by next weekend, we got to watch a bigger system, which is going to rotate out across the Central Plains. So at least we still have stuff to watch over the next several days. 59 Saturday and Sunday, 62 on Monday, turning colder, 46 Tuesday, 43 Wednesday. Thursday and Friday look good. 30s for highs by next weekend, so enjoy the warmer temperatures that we've seen this past week and will this weekend.
A little bit of a drop-off that we're going to experience.
A little bit.
So, all right. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, day 2 of the Neosho Holiday Classic basketball tournament, and the voice of the Chiefs talks about some Christmas wishes in this week's Minute with Mitch. John Dales has that and more up next in sports.
The Neosho Holiday Classic basketball tournament enters day 2. Only a couple of our local teams that won their first round games. The first of which is Webb City girls basketball, and the Lady Cardinals win again in the semifinals this evening, 53-36 over Whitehaven. That sends Webb to the tournament championship tomorrow afternoon against the winner between Huntsville and Lafayette. Neosho boys basketball is the other local team that won its first round game, but the Wildcats fall to Memphis Middle College in the winners bracket semifinals, 67-58. Wildcats will face Crooked Oak in the third place game tomorrow. Well, it's Friday, which means it's time to hear from the voice of the Chiefs. Fresh off their Christmas Day win to clinch the #1 seed in the AFC, here's this week's Minute with Mitch.
It's a Minute with Mitch tradition. My 29th Dear Santa letter. Dear Santa, thanks so much for all the gifts you have brought me and the Chiefs Kingdom the past several seasons. 3 Super Bowl championships, 15 playoff wins, 9 straight division titles, And just to think, Santa, it wasn't all that long ago I was writing you, all I wanted was a playoff victory. But Santa, this year I would really like the 1 seed in the AFC and the bye. Oh, Santa, naughty Santa, you teased me with a 14-0 New England lead over Buffalo Sunday, but a bye would mean needed rest, injury recovery, and a pseudo training camp to attack the playoffs. Yep, Santa, I really want that bye week. A 1 seed. Oh yeah, Santa, I'd also like a Red Ryder BB gun. On this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry in Joplin and Pittsburgh.
To college football, the Armed Forces Bowl in Oklahoma already up 7-0 on Navy in the first quarter. Off the scramble drill, Michael Hawkins finds Zion Kearney for a 56-yard touchdown. That makes it 14-0 Sooners, but Navy not just going to go away. Third quarter, this is the quarterback, Blake Horvath, keeping it and sprinting 95 yards to the house for a touchdown. The midshipmen would score 21 unanswered points. They take a 21-14 lead. But with just 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter, last chance for OU, Hawkins finds Jake Roberts in the end zone for a touchdown. We're an extra point away from overtime. But instead, Brent Venables says we're going to go for 2 and the win. And on that play, Hawkins can't find a receiver, and he's going to get sacked. Navy holds on 21-20. The Sooners finish the season with a 6-7 record. Elsewhere in the college football world, Arkansas faces Texas Tech in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. That game just got started at 6. Arkansas is trying to finish with a winning record for just the third time in the last 8 years. That's it for sports. We're back after the...
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We'll have the latest concerning an investigation into an officer-involved shooting in Miami, Oklahoma. Plus, the holiday season is almost over, and that means tax season is just around the corner. We'll have advice from the experts on how to prepare for it. And your year-end wrap-up continues with a look at some of the biggest scandals of 2024. Those stories and a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Well, an Oklahoma couple decided to do it their way in reciting their wedding vows through rap. It's a bond for the two of them since they're both hip-hop artists. Shortly after the September wedding, the newlyweds posted their vows. The video went viral. Over 10 million people have watched it on TikTok and Instagram. Even though many of the comments were hateful, still the pair says they wouldn't change a thing. We'll have more on their story tonight on KOAM News at 10. I wouldn't be able to rap, so I don't think any of us could do that. No. How about a wrap on this weather?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. We are still going to have clouds, drizzle, a few showers, especially in our southern counties on Saturday. But temperature is great through the weekend. Sunday's a nice day. Turning colder for us next week.
How about spits and bars for our sports note, John?
Yeah, well, longtime CBS sportscaster Greg Gumbel passed away today, and after a long battle with cancer. He was one of the voices of NFL playoffs, also March Madness on CBS for a long time.
Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.